Hello guys, the DB Grinder here, back at it again with another video. And before we hop into the deck profile, shout out to Jesse for winning the giveaway. Make sure to contact me so that way I can get your address, and let's hop right into the video. So this is my Drytron list. This is my current list at least. Obviously, there's going to be changes to it over time. This is the Vanities ruler plus Herald list, not the Megalith list. And let's just hop right into it. So starting off with the main deck, we have 3 field spells, 3 novas. Also, this isn't organized by monster spells and traps, because that's not how you should organize a deck. I don't even think they look good like that. I think they actually look really not good like that. But 3 field spell, 3 nova, 3 emergency, and 1 foolish burial. So these are just any Drytron names. So realistically, you're playing 3 alpha, but you're playing 13, or 1 gamma, but you're playing 11. This can also be the ritual spell. I'm not gonna explain too much about these because I think everyone just knows the effect of these now, just because it's the most popular deck. And then 3 alpha, 3 zeta. I know some people are playing 1 or 2 of this. But I think getting to the ritual spell is just very good to be able to break boards and make your own boards. Having a Ben 10 engrave, a ritual spell in hand, and then the Drytrons, you can just go into Union Carrier and keep going. Push through stuff that you usually can't. I think 3 is extremely good. You want to open this one every game. And then 2 Delta. It was 2 Gamma for a little while. But you really just don't need 2 of this. If they walk hero, banish this from grave, and you went first, and then they walk hero, banish it from grave. They had to break the board, banish this, and then you Natasha for game. So this would only come up going second versus trap decks, which I am not scared of. I'm more scared of combo. But I didn't want to cut down on the names too much. And I'm definitely not playing beta. That card just has no effect. Ever. Just no effect ever. And then on to the Ben 10. So it's 19 Drytrons. Pretty good number. If you don't open a Drytron when you play 19, then you're just unlucky. You're not going to have it to where, you're not going to play 23 Drytrons or something. So that way, you can guarantee see 1 in every hand. Because at 19, I mean, you really should see at least 1 every hand. And then onto the Ben 10s, 3 prep, just Ben 10, 3 Ben 10. And then these are the awkward starter type cards, the Maju and the Angel. So these both get you to Ben 10. You can just normal summon and search Ben 10. These I think are mandatory in the deck. If you summon these, then you can't go for ruler, but ruler is also only in my deck game 1. So it's really not gonna it does come up sometimes, but not too often. And if I have to leave this in hand and go for this, I usually got hand trapped, and then this is still just a fairy. And that means I hard drew vanities too. So I think these are just super nice, and they're just more Ben 10s. And the deck's so consistent because these 13 cards get you to alpha, which gets you to Ben 10, and then these 8 cards get you to Ben 10, RR Ben 10, and then Herald of Ultimateness. I go for this games 2 and 3, and a lot of people are oh, this card's just not enough. They can just beat it. Well, I really don't know how people are just beating, casually beating 5 negates. And if they don't, they have to droplets this, and then they still have to play through orange and Eva, because I'm playing the Eva and orange light stuff. I think that stuff's crazy. I can't believe people are not playing that stuff, in this build at least. Even in the Megalith build, I still think Eva's just crazy in that deck, especially because Beatrice. I like Beatrice in that deck. And then Natasha, going second, this card's crazy. 1 ritual spell. Eva, Dawn Knight, Vanity's Ruler. I side this card out every game 2 and 3. Going second, this card it's actually decent going second. Versus combo, it's really not that good. just because like you have to stop them or you lose. And then going first, I put in Aqua Dolphins. And then like I have Maju and Angel in my deck still. And it's like worst comes to worst, I don't open up Aqua Dolphins. I don't open up either of these, and this is sided out. But I can like Tribute Ben 10, get the Maju, and then summon this, and that's an extra body in the combo. So it's not really bad signing this out. It's not really ever been bad. And then Skullmeister. So this is like the one of like flex spot for like a hand trap. I had to choose like a hand trap to main deck, and I chose this just because in the Drytron mirror match, this card is better than most other cards I could really think of, except for like, Droll. Droll would be insane. But then Droll is really bad versus everything else on DB. And Skullmeister is also good versus Virtual World. So this is good versus like the top decks, and it's also decent versus the bad decks. But it's mainly just there because it's like decent versus the best decks. And then 3 Ash, decent versus the best decks. 3 Orange Light. This card is crazy. I like this card. Like using it on your own turn is just too good. And then having an end board to where even if they like Dark Ruler you or hit you with droplets, you still just have like 2 of these effects to go through. And that's why I think playing like another target for Eva is very good. And I think playing this over like the other Heralds is just way better. Because if it's all you have, then they have to force another orange negate. So then they have to play dumb to try to force a negate. And you don't even have to negate. And then you can just summon this and grab Ben 10, and that's your whole follow-up. I think this is really good. I think like this main deck's pretty nice. And then we'll go on to extra deck just because I can kind of speed through it. Link Karibo, Relinquished, Amirage. This is here for mainly Aqua Dolphin, because you can use like Amirage plus Link Karibo because they're both Cyberses to make the Union Carrier, which is insane. But you can also use like Ash, which just came up once. Not like really common, but something to note. The Herald Link, it's pretty nice. IP, I like this card a lot. I don't make it too often, but it's a nice card. And then Union Carrier, you obviously need it. I was playing 2 for a little while, bouncing back from 2 to 1. And I think 1's just the thing I'm going to stick with just because I don't use 2 super often. Like I have to get stopped on the first one and then next turn go into Union Carrier again and then Ritual Spell it away, which hasn't really been coming up. It's came up like once, but if everything that came up once was in my extra deck, I'd have like 40 cards. And then Geo, this card, it's like Take Effect has came up a few times, but it's like Protection Effect is honestly what I've been using it for a lot more. Just because you can like summon this, and then they can go to try to pop, and you can like Chain Link Karibo and Grave, and now it's linked, like mid Chain Link, and they just aren't prepared for that. So many like cool things you can do with this. And if you summon this, and then IP under it, and then turn those into access code, you just can't get popped at any point. Like they have to pop you before you Geo, and you have Link Karibo to like tag out of a pop. So it's like really hard to like actually play around this protection effect. And then Cerberus, people just don't know how to Zeus. Like everyone's doing it in the main monster zone for some reason. A lot of the good people have been putting it into the extra monster zone and attack. I have noticed that, which is good. And then Phoenix, standard, Unicorn, kind of needed, especially for IP. Access code, this card's crazy. Sword. A lot of the times you actually just can't go for game with this, but you can with this. So you just go for this instead. Like being able to end the game is nice. You need to be able to end the game quickly. Especially like if you test with the time, which you should be doing, for whatever tournament you're preparing for. Obviously, if you're preparing for like LCS, you'd want to do time and then turns. But if you're preparing for like real life events, which I don't know why you'd be doing right now, you just do like 40 minutes and then time. And this comes up a lot because you got to end the game quick. And then Assembled, Downard, and Zeus. I'm not playing the bird, the other bird, I guess. I don't think that card is super great. again, like the better people are putting Zeus into attack now, and when people were summoning Zeus in defense, like the bird was crazy. Or when people were summoning a lot of stuff in defense, bird was crazy. But people have like learned and adapted to play around it. Just like this, more people were playing around this, but it still comes up a lot, like popping other things. It's not just for Zeus. And then going on to the side deck, I'm not gonna explain deck, or I'm gonna say explain deck. I'm not gonna explain my side decking patterns too much, just because that could probably be a whole nother video by itself. Alright, but I'll just show that off on stream one day. Next time on stream, if you guys remember, just ask to see my side deck patterns. I'll show them very quickly, like during matches or something. But the side deck is 3 Droll, Mirror Match. Cycle Reader is also very good in the mirror. Cycle Reader, that card is, like, I think that card's, like, undervalued. I don't own any of it. I wish I owned DTs before they went up, but that card is nice. Especially in, like, trap decks. Card is crazy in trap decks. And then 2 Skullmeister. Again, I just need more hand traps. Like, if you don't hand trap combo, you lose. It's really how it is. Like, you can sometimes get lucky and, like, droplets them. But then you're still playing against, like, orange light negates. Potential hand traps. Like, Droll's going to be in their list every time, like, game 2 and 3. And it's rough. Droll is not easy to beat when you're going second. When you're going first, it's way easier to beat. Then 1 Lancia. As you guys can tell, I probably should have brought this up. There's no Lancia in the main deck. You just don't want to draw this card versus anything but Virtual World and, like, Dino. But realistically, it's only Virtual World. And it's not even, like, a crazy hand trap versus them. Like, it's a decent hand trap versus them. And it's only versus Virtual World. And Drytron's just more popular now. Like, way more popular. So this card's in the side deck just as a one-of. I can just go search it. It messes up, like, the evil play. Like, I was just never even searching this card. Like, I'd rather end with, like, a Ben 10 Eva Orange Light in hand than to have a Lancia Orange Light Eva. Because, like, this is, like, an orange negate and then no Eva search because of Lancia, and then they're under Lancia. Which is, like, a little bit better than hitting them with double orange, but then you don't have the follow-up. I think that's, like, really good. Even though if you get hit with VFD, follow-ups don't matter. But this is in the side deck for that. And then 1 Nib. I know someone's going to be like, oh, why are you side decking 1 Nib? But, like, if you ever, like, actually build a side deck and, like, build it correctly, it's almost never going to be, like, all 3 ofs. Rarely it's like that. Very, very, very rarely. Because you're not just going to side out, like, 6 cards versus every matchup and put in 6 cards versus every matchup or something like that. So, yeah, just only 1 Nib, because I would only ever side in 1. Like, these overlap way better with the meta decks, I think. And then Harpy's Feather Duster, back row. This doesn't affect the Schism deck, sadly. But I have a lot of other cards for the Schism deck. It's 11 cards I'll have. And then Red Reboot. Sadly, this doesn't hit, like, Schism half the time just because Meltdown. But this card's really cool. I really like this card. I really, really, really like this card. I really like both of these cards. Mainly this, though. I just hate trap decks. And then 2 Lightning Storms, so I have 4 back row outs. And then Called By. And also, like, Delta drawing into these is really nice. Called By. You really need this going first or second versus most decks, just because you can't afford to get hit by, like, Droll or Cycle Reader. Like, those cards, like, shut you down for an entire turn, and if you're playing versus, like, a combo deck, you just lose. 3 Aqua Dolphin. If you go first, you just summon, effect, discard, like, any Drytron. That's what you want. It's, like, best case scenario. Is, like, summon, discard Drytron, rip a Droll, Ash, Bell from hand, something like that. And then burn them, summon back, carrier, combo. Also, you don't have to discard a Drytron, because that could help play in the Crow, but it's not super popular right now. Also, if you open up Aqua Dolphin plus Nova, GG's. Like, every time, I swear. It's not worth, like, field spelling in the Nova than summoning, because, like, that plays in the Droll, and, like, the whole point of this is to beat Droll. There's not too much more to say about the deck. I guess I'll explain, like, one very quick side deck pattern, and it's, like, very common. Like, when you're going first, you would do something like this. Like, you could do something just like that. Obviously, it would change, like, with the matchups. But something like that is pretty standard, I'd say. Like, the field spell does get hurt by Droll. So does, like, Prep. I still think you need, like, a good amount of Drytron names. So when I'm going second, it's not like I just rip all the Drytrons and, like, Ben 10s out of my deck and just slap in, like, every hand trap. Because even if you hand trap the opponent, if you don't have an engine, you still lose. But even if you have, like, 5 cards and you open multiple Drytrons, Ben 10s, but they VFD you or Vanities rule you, you'd lose. So you could have infinite amount of engine cards and you'll lose. So you have to have hand traps to stop them. So hand traps are, like, more important than engine cards when you really think about it right now in Yu-Gi-Oh! Metagame. Which is a really weird way to think about it, because up until like a year ago-ish, never really had a game like that where, like, we need this many hand traps, except, like, Spiral format, but that format was just whack. I guess that's gonna be it for the profile. Don't play beta, please don't. It's really not that good. It doesn't come up. Like, maybe in, like, a 50 round tournament it would come up, like, once. Again, you have to open up 4 different Drytrons for beta to come up, like, for its tribute effect. And its put back from banished effect just doesn't come up. Unless if you're playing versus Eldlish, which then you're playing a card to help your game versus Wakero when you could just go for Natasha for game. So, no need for beta. No need. But that's it for the deck profile. Don't comment down below asking for the Megalith build, because I'm just not going to show it off. I don't show off lists unless if I want to show off the list. I don't really go off by, like, oh, like, I want to see your Drytron list. Like, I don't go off of that. So just, like, letting you guys know, if you comment down below, like, oh, we want to see your list, it doesn't change my thought on something. But shout out to Jesse for winning this box of Genesis Impact. And then, again, you guys can win this one. Shout out to YGO Daily for letting me do this giveaway. I'm going to be giving this one away in, like, a week. So just make sure to subscribe now so that way you don't miss it. Make sure to hit that notification bell so that way you know exactly when that happens. You don't want to miss that. For this month, I'm going to be having, well, this box was given away this month. This box will be given away this month. I'm going to be giving away some custom DB Grinder tokens this month. Going to be giving away a custom DB Grinder playmat if I hit the 13,000 subs by the end of January. Or when I hit 13,000 subs by the end of January. Then that should be it. Yeah, because it's supposed to be 4 giveaways this month. I'm trying to make it to where I can do 1 giveaway a week. I'm obviously going to need, more sponsors for that eventually. Hit me up. Business email down below. If you want to do business, you want to send me some free boxes. That way I can give them away, give back to my channel more. I'll give you, like, a quick shout out. Make sure to go check out YGO Daily. They hooked me up with these boxes for this giveaway and the opening I did. This kind of feels like a stream, like sitting here looking at my deck. I'm so used to doing, like, a match, but I should probably hop off this video. It's probably a really long video, but that's gonna be it for the video. Like, comment, and subscribe. The DB Grinders signing off. Peace. Have a nice day.